Our work session is now underway. We'll start with the first project, 101 Mason Avenue, detached garage. Comments from the board?
The only comment I had, and maybe we can just discuss this, is the ridge vents on the standing seam roof. I'm not sure how else we would vent this roof because there is no soffit. But was just kind of curious about, sometimes those ridge vents don't look so good on standing seam.
They're tall and chunky.
Yeah, and there's a lot of them, so. I know it's probably wise to vent the garage. But I'm not sure if the ridge vents are the best decision aesthetically.
My only thing was the coins on the side, the brick. Why not just continue them around? They're shown, like the corner of the right side of the south elevation shows it like it's different there. I don't, just put I don't know. Just go around it.
Oh, you mean like right here?
Yeah, just put the coin around. I mean, it can still all be brick, but just have the coin go around, then it looks more.
And then understanding, you understand on the backside, you're doing the
Right.
siding, which makes sense just from a budget point of view, but then.
Yeah,
Just
to just make the corner,
Finished, yeah.
just make the finished two corners, I guess it would be then, right?
Yep.
Just those two. And that also matches the house. I think,
Yeah.
That was it.
Okay.
What's everyone's thought about the coins on the right side with the door have a margin between the door and the where the coins start, but then the coins stop and hit the garage door on the left side. Wonder if that would be benefit from a small margin on the garage door side. There's no vertical margin
Yeah.
there, but it's minor.
Yeah, I mean, I don't,
Yeah.
I'm fine with it.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't catch my eye. I mean, I see what you mean now that it's pointed out, but I didn't jump out at me. So I'm okay with it as shown.
Another option could be just to make those coins smaller.
Well, that's something.
Yeah.
Half a brick course.
Yeah, instead of moving the garage door. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm suggesting. Not change the size of the garage door.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the coins just slightly smaller,
Yeah.
which would be fine, even to not
But
have
return-
exactly the same size as the house. I think
Yeah.
it would be, because it's a smaller building.
How would you vent a standing seam roof?
I mean, you could do the box vents. But then it's only on one side, so you're not really getting a good cross ventilation.
Yeah.
But if you put that on the back, you're not seeing it as you approach the building.
True. Yeah.
All right. Next, we have 28 Elm Place, Pat's garage and rear yard.
Tracy exiting.
Tracy, yes, has to recuse herself. And comments from the board.
I didn't have any comment.
I think it was fine.
All right, Tracy, come back in.
Get her steps in.
Someone said it at the top of the list. Next, we have 10 East Cedar Avenue. Addition and windows, comments from the board.
This is for the rear addition only, correct?
Yeah, I think we already saw the
Yeah,
front
okay.
addition previously.
Yep.
I was wondering.
Yeah, looks familiar. Yeah.
Yeah, that's, I would thought,
nothing.
well, why isn't there anything on the front? And then I'm like, because it's just not really clear on this submittal that that's already been approved.
Okay.
I'm okay with it.
No comments?
No, I don't have any comments either.
So I think I'm fine with it, but so we're just doing what now?
Just only this,
That addition
this
on
little
the-
stair addition on the back.
So that's, okay, that's that.
All right. Move on then to 29 South Maple. Comments from the board?
No comments?
No comments.
I didn't have any.
I wasn't clear myself on the scope, but if you guys have no comments, I have no comments.
Oh, I wasn't at first and then
Okay,
I figured it out.
maybe I gave up.
It's these three back here.
Oh, okay,
Right.
that's fine.
I thought this, I had that written down at first too. What?
Yeah, right, yeah.
Have any comments, please? All right, next we have 227 Gray Avenue, addition and garage.
No comments?
One we'd seen before.
Yeah. Yeah, no comments.
Yeah, okay.
Carol?
No. I
All right.
think We saw it before.
Yeah.
It's been picked up, I think.
I think so too. So we can recommend pre-approving 227 Gray. And we'll move on to 626 Sherwood Drive. Comments from the board?
Maybe you guys can answer the question I had, just looking at the drawings. I wasn't sure if those rear windows are to remain or not. There's like an arched window on the back. It's hard to tell if the roof is gonna cover that and that has to be removed or if that's gonna
Oh, I see.
be maintained. It's more of my curiosity, but the design I thought was nice. No issues either way. It doesn't, yeah, I'm happy to approve it.
I had one very minor comment on the right elevation, how they end the rake board there at the eave. They should make it like the rest of the house because the whole design is very cohesive. So they got that little pork chop thing, which is just not everywhere else, but that's a pretty minor little,
Here.
yeah. Make that one like all the others. If looking at the picture.
Oh, like
You
that.
know, make it like that so that it all looks like it belongs. Not that lots of people would ever notice, but no big deal.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay, so we can ask about that detail. Okay. Talk about Sherwood Drive. So the next product is 685 Edgar Road, new addition. Comments from the board?
The only comment I had was to consider the new windows that they'd have shutters to match the existing. And then are there grills on the windows? And then the porch, it was odd to me that the third door on the left wasn't covered by the porch. And just didn't know if you just take the roof to the existing sidewall and trim it out. I don't know if that's a deal breaker, but it just seemed odd to me.
I just had a question on the pitch of the roof. That's the dormer and it sticks up above the other part, but yet it's also a higher pitch than the other gables, so why not just make it a lower pitch and have it not stick up just a little bit?
The little oculus in the.
Yeah, like not have it do that little stick up and
Yeah,
just
yeah,
make it a little bit lower.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my only comment. I was curious why the bay sits higher than the main roof.
Well, and also your point, Angela, if the whole thing drops, then this could clean up nicer.
Yeah.
With the eave line. Was that you were saying the eave? Okay, okay.
Yeah, it looks
Yeah.
a little bit more like it belongs there instead of like it's chunked on.
I do want a reading nook now in my house.
You do.
I want a reading nook now in my house.
All right. We can discuss 685. Next, we have 2 Karen Fort, new addition. Comments from the board? Oh, this is another, yeah.
Oh,
Sorry, Tracy is gonna recuse herself.
bye, Tracy.
Don't go far.
Don't go far. This is the one, I think we got an email that we're just looking at one option.
Yeah, I think it was option 2 that they had selected.
Option 2 is the only one we're reviewing. Yes. So with that, any comments from the board?
Option 2. Okay.
I didn't have any comments on this.
I think both options are fine. So, yeah. No comments.
Yeah.
All right. The roof's kind of crazy, but I get it.
Yeah, the roof's a little,
So
roof is what it is kind of thing. Yeah, makes it.
So we can pre-approve 2 Karen Port. And then, yeah, if you could ask Tracy to come back. Thank you. Go up.
Are there any more of hers?
I think
I
that's
think
it.
so. All right, next we have 640 West Glendale Road, windows. Comments from the board?
No comments?
No comments?
None.
Nope.
No comments here. We can pre-approve 640 West Glendale Road. Well. Next, we have 512 Webster Path Court. Comments from the board?
One thing, I assume from the picture or whatever this is, the rendering,
Mhm.
that they're filling in at the garage with the same brick is the idea there. When
Mm.
they remove that, I assume. So, over there, the side, and the garage is all going to one side, is that the idea? Since there's no
It's photo montage.
elevation drawings or anything?
Yeah, they don't have the side elevation.
Oh, there, yeah, okay. They don't say, I guess the brick is the same, I assume. Otherwise. Didn't necessarily have it, a little bit hard to tell exactly what's happening.
With the garage.
Maybe all of it. It seems like it's fine, but.
Okay.
I just have one item that's a suggestion. I mean, it's fine as submitted. On the drafted the construction documents, it looks like that area around the front door has horizontal lap siding.
Mhm.
And there is no other lap siding on the front of the house. So I was just wondering if they had considered using some sort of a smooth hardboard type material that would seem to better coordinate with the adjacent construction with those bays. The siding is okay. It just seems like a smooth material would look a little more
Mhm.
cohesive with the rest of the front of the house.
Okay. All right, we
And
can,
I was gonna say my only comment would be to suggest they don't whitewash the brick, but if they do, to choose an appropriate finish that's gonna breathe and not degrade the brick over time. Not sure what that is, the product is, but
That there are one.
there are ones, right. Rather than just Sherwin-Williams, enamel.
all right, we can discuss. I have 12 Webster Path. Next, we have 537 Lyman Place. Comments from the board?
Same brick comment from me.
I assume they're removing the garage vent on the front elevation. Um, And the front columns, I was curious about those, how they're gonna be revised. Are they just being painted or is the style changing?
I had questions about the existing gable louvers, if those are all going away. It looks like on the front elevation at the garage, it looks like there's some masonry detailing around that gable louver, and it's not shown on the proposed elevation. So I was wondering what exactly, how that's going to be handled.
The windows are noted to be replaced with the new, but they don't say what style is going back. Be good to just clarify that's the same style. Or that the style matches throughout.
Right, we can discuss that project. The next one we have is 1402 Grant Road. Any comments from the board?
I have a few notes. I was thinking it'd be nice to add the windows on the long garage wall. It looks like the rear decking railing terminates right at the window. Maybe that deck could get a little bit larger to clear the window. On the north elevation, it shows a hip roof and I wasn't sure. I think that's a graphic error. Curious why the garage door wasn't centered and then there's no materials called out on the elevations.
Those last two comments are mine as well.
Mhm.
All right, we can discuss Grant Road. Next, we have 721 Tuxedo Road Garage. Comments from the board?
No comments?
No comment.
None.
Oh, no comment for me.
All right. We can move 721 Tuxedo Road or Tuxedo Boulevard to pre-approval. Next, we have 506 Hollywood Place. Comments from the board?
No comments?
Nope.
No comment.
No comment.
All right, I was good with this one as well. We can move 506 Hollywood Place to pre-approval. We have 317 West Old Watson Road window replacement. Comments from the board?
No comments?
No comment.
No comment.
Nope.
All right. We can move 317 West Old Watson Road to pre-approval. And then we have a preliminary left.
I had no comments on this one.
For 667 at Atlanta, sorry. Atlanta.
I didn't realize this was a converted church.
Mhm.
Kind of cool.
Mhm. Any comments?
Well, the only comment I have is that I'm delighted to see a modest sized building being retained and improved instead of torn down. That's very uplifting.
Yeah, I thought that too. Yeah, it's nice to see.
Makes you feel right in the world.
Yeah, and I thought like the entry in the front, in the center was kind of nice, but they've made it so sort of like a little, and they did what they could with the space rather than maybe
Mhm.
like the center's nice, but yet they did,
Yeah.
so give a little somewhere. It's a little building.
All right. Um, then I think we can recommend removing 667 Atlanta from preliminary and pre-approving. And we have made it through the list. And we got about 6 or 7 minutes before the official meeting starts.
Good job, guys.
So if everyone just wants to hold on, and we'll restart the official meeting at 5:30. Thank you. Good. All right, welcome everyone to the Architectural Review Board meeting. We have finished our work session, so the official meeting now underway. Want to introduce Nicole Bell and Jim Bailey with the city. We have Carol Duncan, Tracy Collins, Angela Thompson, David Yates, and myself, Bob Buckman, all volunteer architects sitting on the board. First item of business is review of meeting minutes from our June 19th session, which I believe 4 of us are present for. And with that, may I have a motion on the meeting minutes?
I move to approve the June 19th meeting minutes as written.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Meeting minutes are approved as written. We also have pre-approvals. So I'll read these off and ask a board member to make a motion. First one is 227 Gray Avenue. May I have a motion?
I move to approve 227 Gray Avenue as submitted.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? 227 Gray Avenue is approved. Next, we have 2 Karen Court. May I have a motion?
I make a motion to approve 2 Karen Court as submitted.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Aye. Opposed? 2 Karen Court is approved. Next, we have 640 West Glendale Road. May I have a motion?
Make a motion to approve 640 West Glendale Road as submitted.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Aye. Opposed? 640 West Glendale is approved. Next, we have 721 Tuxedo Road. May I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve 721 Tuxedo Road as submitted.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Aye. Opposed? 506 is approved. Next, we have 317 West Old Watson Road. May I have a motion?
Make a motion to approve 317 West Old Watson Road as submitted.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Aye. Opposed? 317 West Old Watson Road is approved, and 667 Atalanta Avenue.
I move to approve 667 Atalanta Avenue as submitted.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Aye. Opposed? All right, 667 Atalanta Avenue is approved. So if you were here for any of those, you're good to go. Appreciate it. At this point, if we read your project and you're here in person, we'd ask that you come up to the front microphone and introduce yourself, and we'll discuss your project. If you're online, to raise your Zoom hand, and Takoa will add you to the meeting, and we'll discuss your project over Zoom. The first 4 projects are public hearings, so we'll start with those. First one is 101 Mason Avenue.
Evening.
Good evening.
Hello, good to see you all again. Mike Killeen, the architect.
Mike,
So,
welcome.
thank you.
Couple
Am I
questions.
presenting or just opening for questions?
We had
Yeah.
a couple comments in the work session. I'm not sure if you heard.
I missed it.
Okay.
Yeah.
One of them, I was just curious about the roof venting on the standing seam roof. Those ridge vents are not that attractive.
Well, we'll look
And-
into that. We could see if we can come up with a vent that would be on the west side of the roof.
Yeah, I mean, there's no soffit, so I know air's not getting in from underneath.
It'll be a tricky little detail, so we need to
Yeah.
get slots in there somehow to get some air in, and we'll definitely be thinking that through.
Okay,
And, yeah, I know what you mean about how those can be unattractive, so
yeah, because there's a lot of them on that
we'll
roof.
get you some details on that.
Yeah, I mean, you could do a box vent, but I'm not sure if that would,
Yeah.
like on the rear, if that would do you. I mean, it's probably good to have some air movement in there because it's not insulated or conditioned,
Yeah,
so.
we'd want it to be. We'll definitely be looking into an attractive solution for that. or one that's hiding how unattractive it is.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, and then go ahead.
So I had a comment on the coins on the side, maybe just instead of turning it and changing what it looks like, why not just make, I understand that it changes from brick to siding.
Unfortunately, but that's the world we're in. right?
But just make the coin turn the corners, so it just is a corner.
Did I have coins back on that corner?
It just is plain right there.
Oh, yeah, we would have to make those turns.
Just make it
That would be awkward.
so it looks like the
Yeah.
full corner
That's a great idea. Thank you.
on both sides there.
Yeah, both sides.
And then,
Yeah, yeah. And then my only comment was the where the coins turn the corner and approach the door, the man door. There's looks like a one brick course of margin between the door jamb and the coins. And wondering if you could introduce the same margin between the garage door coin.
Oh, yeah, that's a good
left-
idea. We
left
should
side.
have a little spacing in.
Okay.
Great stuff. Thank you.
Great. No, I think all in all, to be able to put an addition on Ames' house that respects the house is great.
That's what we're trying to
A
do.
nice design. So,
Thank you.
um,
Yeah, I actually have a little history of this house. My grandparents live there.
is that right?
Yeah, I used to spend a lot of time in it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
Oh.
that's cool.
Yeah, from 66 to 92, I think they lived.
Oh, neat.
It's a neat place.
Second owner, I guess,
Maybe.
maybe.
It went up in the 40s, right? I think 40s.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Thanks for sharing that. All right, it's a public hearing. Is there anyone else present that wants to make a comment? And seeing no one on Zoom either, then may I have a motion from one of my board member fellows. David?
I'm gonna try to do this from memory too. I make a motion to approve 101 Mason with the following suggestions to look at the roof venting for more attractive means than the
Ridge vent.
ridge vent. And then to return the coins around the corners where they terminate against the siding, and to add a vertical margin of plain brick between the coins and the garage door.
Second.
All in favor?
aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? All right, Mike, you're approved. As noted, thank you. Next, we have 28 Elm Place.
Oh.
Oh, that's okay. It's okay. No one's here to discuss it, but there's nothing to discuss. It is a public hearing though, so is there anyone that wants to make a comment? And anyone on Zoom? Seeing no one in person, may I have a motion?
I'll move to approve 28 Elm Place as submitted.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Aye. Opposed? All right, 28 Elm Place is approved. Next, we have 10 East Cedar Avenue.
Good evening, Joe Page with Stroud and Company Architects.
Oh, welcome, Bill.
Thank you.
Comments? Think,
We didn't have any.
Tracy, did you have one?
I think I'm thinking of another job.
I don't think you did.
Yeah, no comments.
We didn't have any comments.
Yeah.
Great.
Thank you.
Love it.
All right, it's a public hearing though, so is there anyone else present that wants to make a comment on 10 East Cedar Avenue in person or on Zoom? And seeing no one, may I have a motion?
Make a motion to approve 10 East Cedar Avenue as submitted.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Aye, opposed? All right, you're approved. Thank you. Thank you. Have a good night. And last on the public hearing, 29 South Maple Avenue. Anyone present for that project?
I have one person on Zoom.
Oh, there is someone.
Hello.
Hi.
How's it going?
Good. Are you still there?
I am. I'm not sure if you can hear me or not. Can you?
Yep.
Yes.
Sorry.
All right. Thank you for joining us. I don't think we had any comments. We had no comments, but it's a public hearing, so. Besides Ryan, who's online, is there anyone else present or on Zoom that wants to make a comment about 29 South Maple Avenue? And seeing no one, may I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve 29 South Maple Avenue as submitted.
Second.
All in favor?
I,
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed? All right, Ryan, you are approved.
All right, prove it. Thank you.
Good evening. All right, next we have 626 Sherwood Drive.
How are you guys? Good to see you.
Great.
Dan Head with Luna Builds, and I'm the contractor.
Yep. Good to see you back, Dan.
Yeah, you too.
I just had a quick question, just curious about those rear windows. Are those gonna remain or do they
Yeah,
get
it's
covered
an
up?
interesting detail. The upper windows,
Yeah,
they are remaining.
okay.
It's a funky roof intersection for
Is.
sure. Alex and I were talking about it back there. Yeah, those windows remain. The plan can be, I think it's a little hard to tell what's going on there, but those are just, it's sort of showing you through the roof line and those windows remain.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I had one tiny little comment that it looks very nicely done, but on the right elevation where you have the eave, the ridge board doesn't have the same detail as the rest of the house. It's like the only place that you have missed.
Is that where the sort of the shed comes down on that?
No, it's just a little eave and you've got like the little pork chop thing instead
Oh.
of cutting it.
Oh,
The-
okay.
The right elevation.
Can I come over there?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
actually have a feeling it would probably be built
It's just that.
to match the house. It wouldn't be built like this.
Let's see, just that little detail. The roof edge.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry, it's a little picky, but just make a match a house.
Easy.
Yeah,
Okay.
it'd be easy to do.
Cool.
And in the event anyone's particular,
Easy
they'll
to-
they'll notice that they all
Wow.
match. That's it.
All right, well, I think that's all we had then. So if we're good with that tweak, then we can put that in the motion, Dan. 626 Sherwood Drive, may I have a motion?
I make a motion to approve 626 Sherwood Drive with the change that the eave on the right elevation matches the rest of the other eaves on the house.
A second.
All in favor?
I,
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed? All right, Dan, you're approved as noted.
Thank you. We said right side, isn't it?
Yeah,
Okay,
Yeah, the right side elevation.
cool. Okay, thank you.
great.
Appreciate it.
Good night.
Thanks, Dan.
Thanks. Next, we have 685 Edgar Road, new addition.
Pleasure to the board, staff, Joe Davidson, architect. Thanks for being here today.
Hello, Joe.
Eve of the holiday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Got the comments or you want me to start?
Yeah, I mean, if you'd like, go please. If you,
Unique program, approach to interior design and exterior aesthetics. Looking at a future conversion to bedrooms. The proposed addition is a departure from the existing architecture. We don't feel that the home carries a lot of significant architectural merit. So working that departure is something that was done carefully or thoughtfully. As the architect, we did begin with the gable dormer roof pitch to match existing and align the eaves, and found with study that while it is a departure, it makes for a more attractive composition and also works with what's happening on inside the room, inside the space. Yeah, that's about all I had to come up with.
okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, specifically the fact that it's bolted on the interior.
Correct.
Yeah.
And not scissor truss. It'll be a true vault.
Yeah. Appreciate that explanation. So with that
David, you had a comment on the patio roof
additional comments, yeah.
The patio roof.
covering the door.
Oh,
The third
that's right.
door.
You said, yeah, you had said that about this going all the way over instead of
Oh, yes, yeah,
stopping.
the rear porch, it stops about 3 foot short of the main home. And it just seemed odd to me that that last door on the end wasn't covered by the porch, and didn't know if you would just take the porch roof over to and butt the house or not.
We talked about that. You know, the amount of construction that's happening here seems to be enough for the owner. But to sort of extrude that porch further along because it's existing is a good idea. And we thought we might kind of broach that once we got through this step. I see the merit in doing that. But also like not touching that roof means, you know, that's an area of the home that's construction wise not being touched.
Okay. I'm not sure I realized it was existing porch.
Existing shed roof off
Yeah.
the back. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, that makes sense then.
Otherwise, I think we would have tied it together a little bit better, but yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
So I have to ask, so you tried it with the same pitch, you said?
Yeah, 412 to match the existing house.
And did you try maybe just a pitch that would line up the ridge so that you don't have it just sort of just a little bit over, or you know, like not necessarily the same pitch,
Yeah.
but something that
Yes, that was my first step, was to try to keep the ridge aligned and also keep the eaves aligned. And that was actually looking much less attractive than where we've arrived, which I know is a little bit different, a little bit unique, a little bit different than what I tend to present here at the board, but we did go through those studies. And
Okay.
I'd be open to, you know, having another look, but
but that's all right. I understand. I was just curious how much what all you looked at, you know, how far did you go with it or whatever. Okay.
Would it make your life easier if if the roof line continued down to the eave line? So that way you didn't have,
I looked at that too. And
Yeah,
that
okay.
didn't seem to really contribute to
Mhm.
the overall composition. I
Okay.
hear where you're coming from. It's almost like would it be better if the dormer was a little higher? Is it the
Yeah.
ridge or the eaves that we're more concerned about?
I was just thinking the eave line, if that were aligned, because then you don't have a gutter coming into the side wall.
I know, but yeah, it did not look as good.
Yeah.
At least, you know, from our perspective.
Be a
I
flashing
wonder
light
if a
with it.
little bit more differentiation, you know, a little more height would make a better case for it.
Well, yeah, I think for me personally, the visual is fine.
I'm okay with it as well because you have some more outstanding and unusual elements
Right.
in those box bays. So the fact that it breaks the ridge and that the gutter boards don't align, I mean, I'm okay with that personally.
Yeah. I think maybe, you know, Dave's point, some tricky flashing areas there. So maybe a little more height would benefit it, but I personally don't have an issue.
And if there's more height, then there'd be a taller vault inside, right?
Mhm.
Might be an advantage.
We did nudge it around a bit, trying to, in DD, taking into consideration the depth for insulation. You know, just
Yeah.
around with a shallow roof and it, you know, grew to a,
Yeah.
so yeah, we do have the height that we want inside, and I feel like it's working okay on the outside. But,
Yeah.
Now, are you going to be putting shutters on the new windows or leave them no shutters or?
Does the board want shutters?
I don't know. Actually, there are no, oh, there are. was gonna say, there are no shutters on the siding, but there are shutters on the siding. I don't know. I'm not a fan of the color, but we're colorblind here.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
I think it was a question, you know,
Yeah.
because I think,
I'll be honest, the owner did kind of want to add shutters. And I
Mhm.
thought it was getting a little busy up there.
right,
So
I could see that.
I said, maybe let's. If you want to add them, we can broach that subject later, but.
I personally like it the way it is because it makes the geometry stand out more without adding the shutters.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, it makes sense to just have them on brick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the shutters aren't. So you're making something that is, you know, a bit of a form follows function, and then you add on a decoration.
Yeah.
They're not shutters. They're not gonna do anything,
Yeah.
so, yeah.
Yeah, it's decorative.
They're stuck in place.
Yeah, I agree. All right. I think with that, we're good with the design.
Yep.
As it is. So thank you.
Yeah, thanks for your time.
May I have a motion on 685 Edgar Road?
Motion to approve 685 Edgar Road as submitted.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Aye. Oppose? All right, we are good to go there. Moving on to 512 Webster Path Court. Anyone present for that online or in person? Nobody in person? I will, I think we have a couple questions on that. I can move to the remaining ones and we can come back maybe. If someone is, running late. Next we have 537 Lyman Place.
Good evening. I'm Cliff with CDG General Contracting.
Cliff, welcome. All right.
We had a comment on the gable vents,
Yeah.
especially
So-
the one at the garage.
In reference to where the siding is, those are to be deleted and the ridge vent on top of the roof installed. The one that's in the gable front of the garage approach is to remain and be painted.
All right.
Oh, and then the front columns, what,
So the front columns that are currently there, upon inspection, one is a faux, one is structural on the double.
mhm,
The faux one on the doubles is to be deleted. The style of the structural one is to remain the same and be painted to match the fascia colors, which is the sample.
mhm.
Oh.
Okay, so they're wrapped right now, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So that wrapping's gonna come off.
It will be replaced with a better material, yes.
So it
And
will,
currently it's like your particle board wood. It'll be painted PVC trim.
so will it have like a little base and capital detail?
Yes, it'll
on it?
match currently what they currently have there to go back as existing. And then you guys had a comment about the siding that was on the house, I believe. The current versus the quoted new.
Did we have one on this?
David, did you say something about the brick?
Oh, it was the windows.
The windows.
Yeah, because the windows said that they're to replace with new.
That's
Oh,
right.
that's what it was.
Yes, so I have all the ratings, the low E's and all that information on them. If you guys would like it, I'm happy to submit.
We're
it to
just
you.
more concerned about the style of the window. Is it
Yeah.
gonna be the same style?
Yeah, same style, same opening. They're made to fit the existing opening.
Yeah.
They do change from a white vinyl that's currently there to a black.
Mm-hmm. Will it be this, will they have grids in them or no?
I don't know if we have those spec'd with grids or not. I believe it's no grids. I can pull it up.
Yeah.
It's shown with
But it-
no grids.
Okay.
Yes,
It seems like that would be
yeah,
more appropriate.
I think that's
to what
pretty
you're-
appropriate.
Yeah.
consistent throughout. So we're proud of
Right, I
it.
think that's the
Yeah.
point of this, the reason we're asking, because it wasn't clear on the drawings.
Yes, in my renderings that I have, we have no trays in the windows.
Okay. Got it, thank you.
Not a problem. Thank you.
Yeah, and then my only comment was that when you paint or whitewash or stain the brick, if you choose a material that's gonna not damage the brick over time with freeze thaw, like if it's a breathing
Yes, sir.
coating.
We can get that material spec'd and turned into you if you'd like to see those. But we have not finalized the actual
Okay.
material for that.
Yeah, I think that wouldn't go to us necessarily, but it would go in the permit review to show that it's a breathing product that wouldn't damage the brick. over
Yes, sir.
time.
All right. Think that covers everything? We should be good with this one. All right, with that, may I have a motion on 537 Lyman Place?
Yeah, I guess we don't have any clarification. I will make a motion to approve 537 Lyman Place as submitted.
Second.
All in favor?
I was thinking we didn't end.
Aye.
Aye.
All right.
Aye.
Thank
Aye.
you guys very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
You guys have a good holiday.
You too.
With
Opposed?
anything.
All right.
And we are approved. Next, we have 1402 Grant Road. So. Hi, Clarence. Hello.
Brought along rendering. I know there's some in your packet.
Oh, wow.
Nice. Full scale. No, half scale, quarter scale, whatever.
Museum for ants?
Quick breakdown of the project, just momentarily. It's a home that was in the family to the clients, and they moved in about a couple years ago, just started a new family. So they're trying to basically grow the usable space. So added a full bathroom, added a bedroom in the basement with an egress window to the backyard. Having the owner has our auto body shop, so the garage has been replaced with a higher end garage. And the driveway's been widened because Grant Road is kind of a difficult road to pull back on. And so instead of juggling two cars, they can actually park side by side. So that's kind of the major features of the renovation and additions.
Yeah. Nice. Presence on the road. Nice plan,
Yeah, it's nice to see again, a smaller home that
right?
just being used like a smaller home, a little addition, but not that,
Try to work with the scale of the home and improve on what's there without spending too much money. That's the goal.
Great.
Big that.
All right, I think maybe there was a comment on this one related to the windows on the south side or something.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
broad.
Garage wall, did you guys consider any fenestration or something
I think they
to?
would be open to it. I think just for security purposes, I think they try to keep that somewhat minimal, but there's space we could easily put maybe one window in each section of that garage.
Like, I mean, to me, it doesn't, like, in a garage situation, if it's security is a concern, it could be up the transom, because it'd be something taller, something.
Preferable to just get some fresh air, get the garage door open, and yeah, I think they'd be more than happy to accommodate for that.
Mhm.
My comment, I believe was shared, was the exterior materials being called out, and it looks like there's a white hardy board of some sort, and then is that brown, is it?
Concept was more than that look. Now the contractor just dropped off samples with me, and they're using the LP smart siding. It's actually going to be a horizontal band look. So it's slightly deviated from the rendering.
Oh, so it's rotated.
It's actually rotated, yeah.
Okay. And
It's gonna
then,
have a white horizontal siding with gray accents.
and then the porch timber and the garage door, is that wood or brown painted or?
Be wood, actual wood stained.
Can the garage door either get shifted to center on the opening or be a wider garage door to be centered?
I think the client asked to have that offset because they wanted to utilize the garage space for their tools.
Mhm.
And that offsetting gives them this cavity here into the
Yeah.
interior for
Yeah.
that, but I kind of thought the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. There's a functional reason for it.
Yeah.
I'm fine with it.
So the whole house, gables and everything would be horizontal siding.
Correct. would all match. Yeah, same horizontal siding. And I have just one moment, I set it right here. That image of.
Yeah.
Typical LP Star siding.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, and so no, so like the horizontal trim pieces wouldn't, I assume would not.
Would like to have utilized for pieces and potentially remove the vertical siding above in the able space. That's why I'm not that I've heard that information, I'm gonna request that, so.
Okay.
I'll get that.
Yeah, just if, so that if you maintain that horizontal trim space, so it's a distinctly different width than the actual siding reveal, so it does read like trim rather than just more siding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, I believe what I'm showing here is an 8-inch height trim piece, like freeze board.
Okay.
I would maintain that.
And what dimension do you envision for your horizontal siding? Is
I
it
think 5-inch.
5-inch?
Yeah. So then what would go above in this gable space might be a different size siding material. It might be a little bit wider. But it would come in the same line. Same
Okay.
finish.
Okay, so you're saying, would it be wider horizontal or wider vertical?
Vertical.
Okay,
Yeah. Something horizontal in the major material, vertical kind of accent.
so it'd be vertical in all the gables.
Exactly.
Right.
And the heavy timbered truss at the porch, that's open to beyond, right?
It is,
Okay.
yes.
I noticed the deck on the back, the railing terminates like right in the middle of the window.
I know. So keeping the deck economical at 10 by 12, I tried to terminate it in the middle of the window at least. Like, we could probably nudge that over so it doesn't look so odd.
Yeah, so you're looking out your window and you just see the end of the railing.
Right.
Um,
I mean, I think the issue is the setback lines. We couldn't take the deck all the way over.
I see.
We could
Could you
potentially.
separate the
could jog
window?
it, Put a jog in
Yeah.
the deck.
Jog it or
On that.
something, yeah.
I'm trying to think how much space. We probably have 6 feet by 6 feet or so. It'd be a functional. I could. We could even do a diagonal. I don't know.
Mhm.
If that really is something that is bothering you architecturally, I'd be more than happy to present that.
Yeah, I would think it would, if you look out the window and see, because that backside of the, I don't know what kind of railing you're using.
I believe it's going to be like your standard treated wood.
So
like
yeah,
the-
that's even,
picket.
yeah.
Yeah, just.
Do you
jog
want
it
the
and
windows
follow.
gang together?
They're gained with a small gap. Yeah,
Yeah, so keep them, yeah, you don't want to separate them for the railing.
right. I know. Yeah, we should win it. The window should win that. I think jogging the deck doesn't add a whole lot of cost. It might add one more repair. So like
Mhm.
a $2,000 cost there, and then some might add like $4,000. So I'm sure they could probably find that in the budget. The budget's like 300,000.
Yeah, I was thinking if you, I guess you don't want to reduce the size of the deck either. That wouldn't make sense. You don't really have room for a table and chairs like you're showing.
That's the tricky thing. I mean, we could move the center window and have them just separated. That might be the solution so that you basically have one window behind the chair and then one window maybe 3 feet over.
Yeah,
I'm more
that would be okay too.
Yeah.
If you don't want to add that additional cost for the deck. Yeah, I just think that would be a little awkward.
Sure. Okay. I believe those windows changed over time, so the, as the deck updated, the windows updated, it's possible that that intersection didn't come up with the client. I know I saw it, but.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just approved it. So I think adjusting that center window to be more centered in the room, probably what I would do.
Mhm.
Adjusting the window, just pulling it over so it's centered on the deck.
Yeah. so
Railing.
It dodges the railing by 6 inches or so.
Yeah, I mean, I think that might be the easiest move if it works.
Okay.
Cause that's just one of those where it's just, it seems like it could be solved
Yeah,
Mhm.
I think.
a lot of different ways. And if just looking at your plan, it seems like that's the easiest way to solve it.
I 100% agree. Keep the same count of windows, same size of windows, and just move one.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Slide
think
them down.
this is the north elevation, it looks like there's a hip roof, but I don't think you have a hip roof, right?
On the addition? Or on the existing home?
I'm looking at A 6.1. North elevation's the bottom elevation. There's a hip roof. Let's see, what was that?
So, I had to see the roof plan, I apologize.
Yeah, I think it's a graphic error.
It's kind of a.
It should be a
complex
gable.
roof. There's a lot
Gable.
of different shapes happening in the back. Basically, the home is a gable roof going to the side, and then the addition off the back is gabled, and then there's an additional gable, I guess, going north to south.
Mm-hmm.
So you're kind of seeing the intersection of a variety of shapes.
But we should see a gable end on the addition on the north, right? I think this should be a gable end
Okay.
and not, just the hatching makes it look
Okay.
like a hip.
Gotcha. I think at one point it possibly was hip, just so that I hear you there. So this should be shown as siding material.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think that's your. Map the roof line.
Yeah.
Here,
Mhm.
that was shown as a hip. Okay. Anything else? On the board, as far as the windows on the south side, just so we can put it into the motion.
I would say if I can line the head height with the door head height, and then let's say 3 foot by 3 foot, something like that, if we can make it operable. Centered on each bay of the garage.
Yeah, 3 by 3 or 3 by,
2.
3 by
Two.
2. Okay.
I mean, it could
3
be-
by 2.
it
3
could
by
be
2,
more
3 by 2.
rectilinear, yeah.
Okay, That's.
I
totally-
mean, I don't know. I think that would work either way, but maybe that gives you some flexibility.
Sure. So we'll add 2 of those.
Yeah. All right, I think that covers all the questions and comments.
Mhm.
And there goes stuff blowing in the wind. All right, with that, may I have a motion on 1402 Grant Road?
Make a motion to approve 1402 Grant Road with the addition of 2 windows and 1 in each bay of the garage wall, measuring approximately 3 feet wide by 2 feet high. And then I think that,
Rotating
and then
horizontal.
we will also with the clarification that the siding on the field of the building will be horizontal and the gable ends will have vertical board and batten siding.
That's correct.
And then just a clarification on the north elevation that we will have 2 gable ends shown and not the hip roof as drawn.
And move the window at the deck as well.
Oh, yeah.
That was the one that was, yeah. And the clarification that the rear window will be shifted to miss the deck railing. Big smile.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, oppose. All right, Clarence, you're approved as noted. Thank you. Have a good evening. All right, next we have 512 Webster Path Court. Is there anyone here present? Online, anyone for 512 Webster Path Court?
No one is on Zoom.
All right, well, I think we have a question and we'll have to table. So that's what we'll do there. And I think that's the end of the list.
Yep.
So with that, the meeting is adjourned. I appreciate everyone's time. Thank you.
Thanks.
That's what I was just going to ask. Did we do 506 Hollywood Place? I don't have it
It was
checked off.
pre-approved.
It was a pre-approval?
Did we pre-approve that one?
Yeah. Yeah, oh, I'm sorry, did you? Yeah. We didn't hear you. Oh, I'm sorry. Pre-approved. Yeah.
So you're good to go.
All right, approval for 506 Hollywood Place. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve 506 Hollywood Place as submitted.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Aye, opposed? 506 Hollywood Place is approved. Thank you.